When we pulled up on that train station, and we all got out at the train station, and we was there for quite a while, and then now you said, Greg, that your dad said they was handcuffed together.
Right,
now
but he wasn't handcuffed.
We were handcuffed and hand and feet.
Was that right?
Yes, I mean, the group I was with had the things, the shackles on the legs and the feet, and I mean legs and the hands. And but then they made the mistake of putting those on, or making us get on those things about a day before we finally got to.
So everybody was chafing there.
Well, always there's some American back in them days, a little bit more. They could do things they wasn't supposed to, but this one guy could get some of them. He'd work around in there until he gets some. Now we was fortunate enough that he could get the feet from me and this other guy, so that we just put them about where we could. If they come around and looked, we'd have them closed. But then we could get and that's the only thing that made that run up the road.
Terrible.
The fact that I could help your dad out that day. Because if I'd had to try to do this with my foot and my arm, my hand was with this other guy. We had our bag of whatever we with us. Of course, we had this. My hand was attached to his hand, and then my foot was to his foot. But then when he said that we was going to do this running, we took that. I think we left it all in one of our legs, but then it wasn't attached to each other. And we started this run. He got this Picard.
Let me ask you a question now. Were there a lot?
There was some ahead of us, but there had to be some of them ahead of us that started out. He said that they was all, he got up on a kind of a platform, like they do to unload trains, you know, and we're down here, and he's standing up there, and you could see he was just nutty as a fruitcake. You guys, you gentlemen, are going to run from here to that camp. So I heard some guy say, I ain't going to run. You're going to do this. And he said, and we will see that you do this. So it started out, and some of them wasn't running. I wasn't going to do the rest of them, wasn't good. But pretty soon these dogs come up. And the guards showing them bayonets, well, they started to run. Now, we was running from there, and this little thing that you're supposed to do. But anyhow, it got too tight around his neck, and he passed out. Well, when he passed out, he went down, of course, and I took this thing off of him. We're all this time that them Germans are nudging us, and the dogs are coming up and doing this stuff. And took his pack off of him and just dropped it. And he got back up, and I'm carrying him over the left shoulder here like this, and he's starting to breathe a little bit. And the dogs are coming up, and so I realized I'm not going to make it with all of this stuff I got. So I see this German guard off the left-hand side. He's running along, making noise, trying to impress his captain, I guess. So I just dropped my bag. Of course, that's just like being a football player. I just swung it down in front of him, and his gun went up in the air, and he said, boy, oh boy. And then I think I ran a little bit faster. We moved a little bit faster. And we was inside the town, I can remember that narrow little street that kind of curved around there. And there was some brick buildings. I never will forget how a guy could be doing something like this, and just seeing the buildings were right up against the street, and the street people were right along it on both sides, and they was just yelling at you and everything, and the dogs at you, and guards was hitting you in the back, and I noticed these buildings right on the street, and I've passed places in my life since that time, and I looked. I said, "Whoa, look at that building." It was just like the one, you know. And about that time, we come across, and there was kind of a huddle in where we were going to have to go around whatever the obstruction was, and there was this soldier laying in the middle of the road, and he was out of it. And the guard was coming up, and the dog was sniffing around, and I looked over at my buddy Clyde. Now this stuff happened in a hurry, you know. You had to make up your mind. It's just like an umpire in a baseball game. You ain't got time to stand there and figure out things. I said, "Tank, can you walk a little?" "Yeah." I said, "Well, we got to pick this guy up." We go over there and picked him up. I got this handful, and you know, an armful, and your dad wasn't very big. And I'm glad of that. So anyhow, I picked him up and half carried him, half dragged him, and I got the other guy old Tinker was trying to help himself as much as he could. So finally we get to the entrance of the camp, and I laid your dad down, and these German guards, when I was going along there too, like this. He was coming up, and that one guy was giving me a workout in the back. You know how a good gun is, you know, kids play with guns, but they don't realize that stock got a big old piece of metal on it. Boy, when you hit somebody in the back with that, it hurts. I mean, bam, bam. I wound up with and I don't know whether he stuck me or whether he hit me so hard one time that it broke. I had a slice. I never found this out for the first time I ever took my shirt off, and that might have been 2 weeks.
Really?
And it was all caked, the blood was all caked and everything like that. But I didn't tell nobody. I'll tell you why that was. When we first got there, we laid your dad down. Some guys was kind of around him. It was just like running the end of a race. They was waiting for us, getting the kind of cheering.
Hours? Minutes?
Oh no, it was in now from the town. No, I would say that the whole thing was over in a half hour. I would say. Now, we made this entrance, and we couldn't go right into the camp at the time, because there wasn't no place. They said apparently there wasn't no place, or else it was because of the way we had acted, and it caused all this commotion, and town people was, well, of course, they had been spitting at us, which I ran across later on in my life, about people spitting on the stuff. And spitting at us and yelling at us, and then every now and then you'd see a face that looked like kind of sorry for us.
Got
not enough of them.
I guess.
But then we got there, and like I say, laid your dad down, and up they come.
I was told our men were told by some of the friendlier guards that run from the boxcars to Luft 4 was really an attempt to have us escape. They ran us up and stabbed us with bayonets, not to kill us. And along in the woods on each side, there were German soldiers with machine guns ready to open up on us, and that was an excuse to try to get us to panic, and then they could cut us down. And two men were manacled together, handcuffed. So if a man fell, he dragged the other guy down with him. When I got up out of that march, they were interrogating us, including one of the guards' big students. I was carrying a pass which I had been given at Luft 6 so that I could move from one lager to the other. And when they saw that, they passed me down the line and beat me with their rifle butts on the head and shoulders. I was just all I remember really was I wanted to protect my head and my spleen, you know, on the side.
Really?
So they let me lay there, and I got up and got back, and that night is when they sent a guard in to tell me that I persisted in trying to be a camp leader. They turned me over to the Gestapo. It was probably Carter Lunsford, who was my adjutant.
Yeah.
Who often acted for me, you know.
Uh-huh. That's pretty amazing.
And you don't mind a little bit of religion in here, do you? After they came in and told me that they turned me over to the Gestapo.
Still another one.
Yeah. My father was a Lutheran minister, and I remembered something that he said a number of times in his sermon. If you're in real trouble or danger, don't ask for it to be removed. Ask for the courage to face it. And I went to sleep the next morning. I just went out and I wasn't afraid. That may sound strange, but that's really what happened.